most anticipated games of the year after Modern Warfare 2. Assassin's Creed was anticipated highly and was looked forward to for years by many fans. This release came, and it was an amazing game, mixing both historic and futuristic storylines. Though there was room for improvement, this is where Assassin's Creed 2 comes into the mix. The game picks up from Assassin's Creed. Desmond Miles escapes from the compound and goes back to the Annas to play his ancestor's memory, but another one this time. Set nearly 400 years after the event of the first one, this game promises to be one of the most thrilling games this year. The gist of the storyline is that your family have been executed for treason and that you set out for revenge for the people responsible. People complained that last year the game was repetitive. You just extracted information on the people and went out to kill them. You did this 9 times, which got a little bit boring. This time round, it's a lot more random. Killings would take place in an order and wasn't really too relevant to the storyline. This makes it a lot easier to get stuck in. But the best bit is that you have to do different things to get close to the target. This could be impersonating a guard or dropping in on a flying machine. In the game, you became friends with Leonardo da Vinci, one of the most famous artists of all time. He builds different contraptions to fiddle with. This could be a poison blade, a gun, or his infamous flying machine. This makes the game a lot more fun to play and gives you something to play for. The visuals on this game are second to none. The cutscenes look as if they're real and not just computerised mess. They give the feel that you're actually there and that you're actually playing the memory. All out of all, 9 out of 10.
In the past years, FIFA series has always been lesser than the Pro Evolution series, with the Pro Evolution series grabbing awards from the FIFA series, but as of late, as the FIFA games get better, the Pro Evolution games don't get any better or worse, to be honest. Same gameplay, graphics, mean a boring game. But with FIFA updates, the game modes, graphics and online gameplay is made to help the FIFA series, now, for me, the most popular football series game ever. And this is shown in the game selling records, with FIFA 10 currently in second place, selling 1.7 million copies of the game in the first week. This makes, for me, FIFA 10 so good, now being able to make your own set pieces in the arena with your favourite team and use them in most gameplay areas such as manager mode, tournament mode, etc. The gameplay hasn't been radically overhauled this year, but with the tweaks and improvements, it's really added depth to the game. The biggest new gameplay feature is the 360-degree player control, which makes player movement much smoother than before. In FIFA 10 they move much more naturally, since you're able to make finer tweaks to their runs and subtle alterations to their angles of attack. It's a change that really doesn't become apparent until you go back to FIFA 09 and compare the differences. Of all existing game modes, Manager mode has received the biggest overhaul this year. There's a much greater focus on player development and transfers. It also offers plenty of rewards if you're playing with a virtual pro, as well as substantial achievements for going the distance. Overall for me, I would give FIFA 10 a solid 9 out of 10 for graphics, manager mode, all-round brilliance in the gameplay.
One of the most highly anticipated sports games this year, Madden 10 has finally hit the shops. In this review we will go over all the new features, including the all-new ProTac animation system, which makes the game a lot more realistic. Madden fans have been distraught with previous Madden titles, yet I got a feeling this would turn the old crowd back. First of all, let's talk about this all-new ProTac system. Well, ProTac makes the tackles a lot more realistic, up to 9 players in one tackle, the ability to steer tackles as well. This makes the game look and feel more realistic. To also make it more realistic, they've slowed down the movements and the running to be able to make decisions faster. This makes the juke, spin and stiff arm moves a lot more effective, therefore making the game a lot more enjoyable to play, especially if you're playing as Agent Peterson and you lay a guy out to dry. One thing that took the league by storm last year was the Wildcat offense. Obviously this had to be implemented, only available in certain playbooks, still a nice little addition. While we're on it, the play calling this year has been changed yet again, so that you press the corresponding buttons to the play you want to execute. They also overlay it on the screen so you get to see the players talking on the phone, the crazy crowd and the coaches walking around, sometimes even yelling at the players. This gives the feeling that you are actually watching an NFL match. Madden 09 was a buffed up version of Madden 08, let's face it, yet we think that Madden 10 has made some pretty decent changes, especially to the menu. Although it looks the same on the front as previous years, the franchise has changed a lot. Now you can skip through certain aspects of your team and other teams around the league by pressing the trigger buttons. Possibly one of the best additions this year has been the addition of Extra Point. This is a show, kind of made up, which chronicles the league. Although it sounds like a really good idea, it's going to get boring pretty quickly, especially with some really bad voiceover.
Over 150 yards for the Rams. St. Louis was pretty awful on third down.
One of the only things that is wrong with this game is the commentary. They've seemed to rip out the commentary of last year, whacked in about a few extra phrases. It's not very good.
Clinton Portis really has a special sense of how a play is developing.
All in all, 8 out of 10.